friends, family members, and neighbors who may be struggling to make ends meet. That's why I'm so grateful to have the best premier in all of Canada,
Got your back. Got your back.
Premier David Eby, here today to announce an exciting opportunity for our community. Premier.
I don't have to adjust it much after Chief Breath. We're about the same altitude. Nice to see you. Good to see everybody. Nice to see such a good crowd here. Thanks for starting us off in a good way, Councillor Gardner, Chief Breath, and the song was and welcome to the territory. Thank you very much, everybody who joined. I was here last summer with my buddy Dan, and we did a little tour through the downtown of Chilliwack. You're so lucky to live here. What an amazing community you live in. Dropped a little money on a Taylor Swift record for the team at home, and had a great time. It's a wonderful community. I understand that there may be even indoor pickleball coming to Chilliwack. Now, this is an election year, so I'm going to stay away from that issue and just note that it may be happening and not comment either for or against pickleball. Got to keep the coalition together. The one thing that Chilliwack needs and that Chilliwack doesn't have enough of is homes, especially homes that people can actually afford to live in. And this is a community that's long been a place where people who couldn't necessarily afford the rents or the cost of homes in downtown Vancouver were able to come. You could build a good life here in Chilliwack, but we've seen the housing crisis come all the way out here and beyond, and right across the country, as a matter of fact. So ensuring that people have access to affordable housing is an important issue for our government to address here in Chilliwack and right across the province, and I'll talk a little bit about that today. But I want to thank Mayor Popoff and the whole council at Chilliwack. They share our commitment to ensuring that housing is affordable here in Chilliwack, and having good local government partners that share that priority is so important. So I want to thank you very much for that. That was a pause for applause. So a little bit of applause goes a long way in local government jobs. I'm so excited to be with you here today to announce the completion of and the imminent opening of the Paramount. This is going to be intergenerational housing in Chilliwack for seniors, for young adults who have left government care, and it's close to downtown, it's close to loved ones, it's close to the services that people need. And it opens 66 affordable units for people here in Chilliwack. In order to get any project like this done, it does require a partnership, there's no question about it. And with Chilliwack Community Services, with the City of Chilliwack, with the provincial government and with the federal government, we all came together to get it done. At a time of division and people trying to split us all apart, it's a good reminder of what we can do when we all work together. It's going to change lives. Earlier today, I was at an announcement. We're building 2,000 new affordable housing units right across the Lower Mainland at 17 different sites, from small townhouse developments right up to major developments like this and beyond, with more than 100 units. It's part of our community housing fund. And overall across the province, this most recent set of funding announcements is 3,200 units of housing across the province. And we know that it's still not enough. That's housing for seniors on fixed income, people with very low income that are at risk of homelessness, and critical housing that has to be built. We have about 13,000 units that are either completed or under construction or have been funded or are in process right now, of a commitment of more than 20,000 of these units that we'll have in place by 2032. Additional work that we're doing is recognizing that even people with a decent income right now are struggling to find a place they can afford to rent or to buy. One of the reasons why we're in the housing crisis is the government's used to build this kind of housing. Some of you will know, for example, the west end of the city of Vancouver was built with a tax credit system that was set up by the federal government to build affordable rental housing. Some of you may know people who live in co-op housing. Co-ops that were built in the 70s, 80s, and even up to the 90s. in British Columbia. Historically, soldiers returning from war had homes built for them by the federal government. This is something that happened in BC until 2000, and at the provincial level and at the federal level until the 1990s, and then we stopped doing it. We have to start building housing for middle-income people in the province again, so I was part of an announcement with Dan around BC Builds, which is where we're using provincially owned, municipally owned, federally owned land, Indigenous First Nations owned land, to build attainable middle-income housing in the province. One of the big costs of housing is the land, and when the land comes from government and government owns it, we can build housing that's 30% below market rates for rental and attainable housing for purchase. We're really excited about it. We've got 20 projects at this very early stage already. We just announced it about a month ago, and our target is 8,000 to 10,000 homes in the first 5 years. We're doing a partnership with the federal government. We also know we have to protect the rental housing we have, so we put $500 million into what we call a Rental Housing Protection Fund. This is the only fund of its kind across Canada where we're buying up older rental housing and partnering with nonprofit organizations to purchase it so that that housing stays affordable for the long term. These are the kinds of buildings that we were seeing large multinational investment funds buy, kick everybody out, increase the rents, and now we're the ones buying them. We're partnering with nonprofits so they stay affordable rental right into the future. And also it enables us for the older buildings to redevelop more affordable housing while protecting tenants on those sites. And we've made a number of announcements of buildings protected, 300 units so far and hundreds more units to come. Finally, for renters who are just out there right now trying to make ends meet, this is the first year of the renter's tax credit. If you're a homeowner, you get a tax credit for your property tax. Because you own your home, renters don't have a credit that matches with that until this year. So this is our first year of our rental tax credit, and also we capped rents below the rate of inflation consistently for a number of years now to make sure that tenants are able to maintain their housing. We know we got more work to do, but we can see our plan showing results. 78,000 homes delivered are on the way. 500 right here in Chilliwack, Dan, Kelly, 500 affordable homes right here, and a record number of purpose-built rentals right across the province. There's no question that the challenge of the housing crisis is severe, but it's really led to us working together with communities to find solutions, and we are doing all we can. We're pulling out all the stops to ensure we're delivering the housing that people need. So thank you so much for including me as a part of your announcement today. It's an honor to be here. Let me just tell you that you have two incredibly hardworking MLAs here in Chilliwack, Dan Coulter and Kelly Padden. They work non-stop to make sure that this community is well represented in Victoria and that your priorities are heard. Trust me, it does get a little bit over the top from time to time. Like, yes, Dan, yes, Kelly, Chilliwack, I know. But it's all for the good because this is such a fast-growing and important community in the province, and it's a delight to be here today. Thanks for joining us.